We are back for our second episode. Sorry for the delay. We had a little emergency happen over here at the current household, but everybody's good, and we are back. Our producer had a little problem, and now he's back and healthy and ready to go. So, Carly, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Carly. I'm Nicole's little sister. Uh, we were gonna start off just by letting you know who we are. I, or I guess not who we are, but my husband. If you hear me talk about, it's Ted, is my husband, and then Nicole.
My husband's Jacob. We've been married for 24 years, going on 25 in January. So we have 3 kids. Our oldest is married, and we have a grandbaby. And then our daughter's in college, and then our son is home in high school.
Very good. And my husband is Ted, and we've been married for 15 years, and we have 3 boys. So, yeah. So why don't we
start about with our week?
Yeah.
I have so much to tell you about this week. This week has been crazy. Not even today. Just the week has been crazy. So it starts last Sunday at church. Look, can you tell I've been excited about sharing this all week? I couldn't wait. So it starts at Sunday where church has the Bath and Body Works soap. So I try to change it up so I can smell the soap, but then I feel super weird walking out of the bathroom so all the line, I'm like, I don't want to smell my hands coming out of the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Bath and Body Works and I'm going to smell this soap because I wanted to smell it so bad. So I'm there and I am not kidding you. This girl was in full clown makeup. It took me by surprise. I looked at her and I thought, okay, there's a big event. They're having a big sale. So maybe she's dressed up for the sale. And when I say clown makeup, I'm not talking like she's got extra rouge. I mean, she got her face painted at the carnival. The stars, the nose, the big fake eyelashes, swirlies, glitter, the whole thing. So me being an asshole, I'm like, oh, look at that. I'm like, do you forget you have that on? And she just looks at me and I'm like, that's your makeup. That's your everyday Tuesday makeup. I was like, what do you say? I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is so awkward because I'm just staring at her clown face. What do you say? So anyway, she was like,
looks good.
She said, oh, yeah.
Love
you mean
the blue. Great. The nose. Great touch.
So you mean, do I touch it? And I'm like, yeah, I always forget. And then I touch it and it was so awkward. So, okay, so that was one thing that happened. And so I had surgeries this year. I had 2 surgeries this year. So I've been laid up. It's been a tough year, but I haven't gotten out much, obviously. And so I've been running all my errands, trying to catch up on stuff. Well, we have this big thing coming up. It's a big trunk or treat for my company, and I'm the witch. So I'm like, well, I'm going to go try to find a black dress. So I go to Goodwill, and I'm on the phone with Carly. Looking, I'm like, does this dress look like a witch dress? Is this dress? I'm like, no way, Carly, you will not believe what just walked in. This girl had a full witch costume on. White face, the outfit, the 4-inch stilettos. So now I'm awkwardly trying to take a picture of this girl for Carly because I'm like, there's no way I found 2 clown faces in a week. No way. Who sees 2 clown faces in a week? So I did get the picture. I sent it to Carly.
I have it.
So needless to say, I couldn't find the witch dress. So I ordered one on Amazon and I ordered a medium. So
bold choice.
Yeah.
I said, Nicole, she goes, I gotta return it though. It's not my size. I said, duh, that's my size and you're my gigantor sister. Yeah. Why would you buy a medium?
Every time I swallowed, the Velcro in the back would undo. Maybe not that one. So I did order the large. So I did get it in time. So I won't be like, where is she now, the Wicked Witch? So wait.
Bold choice. Bold choice.
Okay, so look, I have so much. Okay. So then speaking of my weight, so I had my Botox party. Hasn't kicked in yet, but it will next week. This will be really fun. But so my friend is sitting on one side and my other friend's sitting in the middle, and I'm facing my friend, right? And our friend's in the middle. And now I adore this girl. Speaking of tiny, she's Carly's size. So she's itty bitty. I don't even know how Carly and I are sisters. She's got like chicken bones. But
lucky leg.
Yeah, lucky
they don't snap off.
Stick her in the
Stab
ass.
me in the ass.
So she's sitting in between us, and we're looking at each other. And so I don't even know how we got on the conversation, but she says, well, yeah, I had weight loss surgery. And I'm like, no way you had weight loss surgery. She's Carly's size. She's 123 pounds. I'm like, no way you had weight loss surgery. She's like, well, yeah, it worked. I'm like, yeah, obviously. So my other friend says to her, well, do you mind if I ask you how much you weighed before? Okay, girls, be prepared for this because this is going to sting a little, and it sat with me all week. I'm not over it. I cannot get past it.
All week, every day.
I'm having a really hard time with it. She says 180. 180. I'm like, my other friend and I literally gasped. We're like, oh, did you just... I don't even know if she gasped, if I gasped, if we both gasped, but she was like, no way. There's no way you were 180. Like, how did you get weight loss at 180? Now, I'm sitting here questioning my life choices because I'm like, I'm really in between. I could definitely be at 180 by November. Like that's a couple pancakes and a piece of cheesecake. Okay? I'm being honest here. So now I'm questioning my life choices. I don't know if I've offended her because I'm crying. I can't keep my eyes open. I'm laughing so hard. I almost wet my own couch. My other friend is hysterically laughing because we're really questioning ourselves. Like this is not an outrageous number. So let's be honest. I'm at 140 and 180. I'm really leaning towards a 180 qualifying. Like if that's
way
an
easier.
option, I could do 180. 140 I've been trying to do for a long time, and that shit ain't happening. So I'm really questioning my life choices these days. So then when I ordered the medium witch dress, really did hurt a little. really did.
It made it all the more fun for me though. Because I'm like, really? Like we were just talking about weight loss surgery, and then you ordered a medium.
I know.
Great.
I'm like, oh, I'm only a couple weeks away from qualifying for weight loss surgery. It's my new goal. I'm like, look, I can't be working that hard at PT. I've got goals. Okay, can't be doing that many leg lifts because I'm trying to qualify here. Okay, I'm not a quitter. I was like, oh, but and to be fair, she did say I could share this. I did ask her today, and she said I could share. So I'm not outing anybody. But, I mean, she looks great. I mean, she's teeny tiny. She's 123 pounds. I mean, she looks amazing.
I'm sure she does.
You shut up, jerk. You chicken bones.
Lucky legs.
Could you imagine, though, if you were 180?
No.
Your bones couldn't hold you. Your bones couldn't hold you.
No, I don't have very thick bones, so yeah, it would be that. But, so what about the awkwardness of your headshots?
Oh, yeah. So I had headshots this week, too. Oh, yeah. And I won a huge basket at work. It was so fun.
And, yes, that was an awesome basket.
And they were given headshots for the agents. So, and the photographer did a job for me not too long ago. They did a fantastic job on my house that we were listing. And so I was talking to him. And they're doing headshots, and I'm like, he shows me the pictures, and I'm like, oh, that looks great, but I'm gonna need you to just totally thin me out. Just, I don't care if you can't recognize me because I'm not going missing. I'm not getting put in a trunk, so it's gonna be fine. And he just stared at me. He just stared at me like, I'm like, no, it's fine.
What do you say? Like, what do you say to that? What would you say? Like, okay, I'll thin you out.
Thin it all out. Like, this is all information. I'm going to need you to take it all away.
I wish I was there to see this guy's face. So
Well,
awkward.
and then Saturday morning, I wake up and I look like Quasimodo from The Hunchback from Notre Dame. My left eye was my whole eyelid was just like over the eye and all swollen.
You did. That was really weird.
It was bad. I had a bad reaction to something, and I don't know what it was. So I had to go to the urgent care and get a steroid shot because I was apparently having an allergic reaction. So we had made plans to go to the Dallas Arboretum Saturday afternoon. Well, this is like the most beautiful place. More pumpkins than you could even imagine. The trees are amazing. I mean, it's a place you go to take pictures. And I don't even think about it, so we don't get dressed to go. And we meet the kids there. The kids are all dressed, and we're not. And I'm like, well, that's okay, because I look like Quasimodo today. I wasn't really planning on taking pictures. But, man, it was so beautiful. We had so much fun. But, yeah, so I went to urgent care yesterday. And then today, we took Jake to the emergency room. He wasn't feeling so good. His blood pressure was high, so we got him on some meds, and he's home, and he's better. But, yeah, we've had a really, really interesting. Oh, they asked him, I don't know, 3 different people, did you work out really hard today? He's like,
no, that's my problem.
He's like, no, I haven't worked out. They're like, really? Because you look like you work out.
I'm sitting here.
I'm like, you gonna touch his muscles too? Like, for real. Like, so many people asked him, do you work out? Did you work out today? Is that it? He's like, no, I haven't worked out in a while. I've been kind of slacky. And I'm like, you know what, Jake? I just realized I had to have arm surgery and ankle surgery. And not one time did the doctor ask me, did I hurt it working out?
Nope.
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 They're like eating.
Acorns. Acorns. Apparently they have really big acorns in Texas.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to myself to hurt it. Just started hurting one day. Degenerative is what they used. Oh, great. That's awesome. Love that. Way to make a girl feel good. Okay, so tell me about your week, Carly.
Well, so the other day, I didn't have as much as you did, but the other day, taking Dane to the dollar store because I wanted to go get Christmas decorations or things to make Christmas decorations because I see all these videos where I want to make my own. Well, I go up there, and of course I'm on the phone with Nicole, and I have her on speakerphone because my phone, I can't hear very well in the earphone piece, so I have to put her on speakerphone. Well, I don't know why I thought it would be okay because she's not allowed to be on speakerphone, especially in public.
I told you, that's rule number 1. I'm not allowed on speakerphone.
Yeah, so I'm going down the aisle, and there's this woman pulls up with her kids on the aisle. Well, she's not that far from me, and I have Dane with me. So she says something like, if you don't stop acting like that, and Nicole goes, if you don't stop acting like that, and I'm like, turning it down, I could not, like, turn it off fast enough. I hung up
on me.
Hung up on her. Meanwhile, I know this chick heard her. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to fight at the Dollar General. Like, I'm about to fight. Or Dollar Tree. And she's down the aisle, and I don't want to turn around, but now Dane has gone down to her because he's over talking to her baby and, like, playing with her baby, and I'm like, hi, hi, I'll take my kid now. I'm really sorry about that. I couldn't say anything to her. So then later that night, I'm driving home and I'm talking to Nicole again. She goes, I don't know what happened, but it just, all of a sudden it just hung up. And I'm like, yeah, because maybe I hung up on you because the lady was right next to me and you were on speakerphone. And then she got to giggling so hard. Thought that was the funniest thing ever. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm so glad this chick didn't punch me in the back of my head. Y'all don't stop acting like that.
It was just
I had an echo
when she said it.
Oh my gosh.
So wait, you gotta go back to your week, but I gotta interrupt. So
yeah,
I called Carly one time and I'm like, what's up? She's like, what's up? I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing.
I asked you first. No, you said I asked you first.
Yeah. And I'm like, why you copying me? Why you copying me? I'm like, oh, I have an echo. I gotta go. It was my own voice the whole time.
I didn't say a word. I'm just sitting on the phone. Like, what is she doing? This is so weird.
But you know when you call and you have an echo and you can hear yourself? That's exactly what happened. But it sounded like her talking back to me. I'm like, why is she being such a jerk? Why are you copying me? Why are you copying me?
As you first. I mean, echo, I gotta go.
Okay, so you gotta talk about what.
Okay, so tonight, I go out shopping. I had to go get a couple things. I'm doing the little boxes for the kids for Christmas, for church, and I go out, and Ted's like, oh, okay, go ahead, have fun. First, he wanted me to take the kids. They didn't want to go. I'm like, heck no, I'm not bringing these kids with me to complain the whole way through. Like, they'll stay home. So I go out. I'm shopping. I'm like, hey, are you cooking dinner? And he's like, yeah, just, take your time. And I'm like, that's, he never says that, especially when I'm shopping, right? So I come home. The house smells really good. I open the door. It hit me in the face, right? It smells real good. I come in the house and I walk into the kitchen and I'm like, hallelujah, what is happening? My stove is covered in oil, all over the place. He's frying full chicken breast and overflowing the thing. First, he starts off with onions. So he wanted to do onion rings. He's got the, he puts the onion in.
Wait, should we show him the picture?
Yes.
Jake, put up the picture.
So the onions, as soon as you fry onions, they bubble like crazy. So it bubbles over. So I know in his head, he's thinking, well, shit, all this oil just went over because there's literally a puddle in my stove.
Well, hold on. So the picture's up on the screen, so they can't see us. But notice the meat thermometer. I said, Ted, was the meat thermometer necessary? Look at the chicken. He got so mad at me. He was yelling at me. I'm like, I'm in the ER and you're yelling at me. You can take that off now. Is it up?
Okay, but that's not the worst part because I'm panicked because he's got it on full high. The flames are coming out and around the pot, and the bubbles, the oil's all the way to the top, about to come over. Like, oh my gosh, Ted, it's on fire on the side of the pot. There was chunks of food and oil that were on fire. It was
legit bad. It was
fire. Bad. It was so bad. Okay. So now I'm taking pictures to send to my mom and my sister. It's all like, look at this. This is what I come home to. I mean, it's a mess. It is a wreck. So then we're eating dinner, right? And he made a pastaroni to go with it. So we're eating the pastaroni. We're all getting it out. And we're like, oh, that's so weird. It looks so funny. Why does it look like this? And he's like, it's fine. It's fine. Just eat it. It's fine. So we get our pasta out. We're all sitting at dinner. We're eating. And the kids are going, Dad, this isn't right. This is weird. What is this? It's yellow. What is this? And I look at Ted, and he's got this smirk on his face, he's like trying to hold back. I said, "You messed up, didn't you? You messed up." And he goes, baby. And he's in his face. He could barely get it out. He's crying, laughing, and he goes, I had my bowl. And I had my pot of my pasta. He said I was cracking eggs. Cracking eggs. And he's doing all this hand motion. Cracking eggs. And he goes, my phone rang. So I got it and I cracked an egg. And I looked down and it was the pasta. So I turned it on hot and I stirred it in real quick. Maddox had a majority of the yolk because it was yellow and it's pasta. We're like, what is this? And Nolan and I are like, maybe it's just the seasoning. Dad didn't stir it. I don't know. It was so funny. He said, I was just cracking an egg. I cracked it. My phone rang, got my phone, cracked it in the pasta.
So gross. So gross. I'm
Oh,
sorry because that did not look good at all. Like you really, that's love. But we were laughing the other day.
it was actually really good though. Like he did a really good job at it. It looked terrible and it was all over the place, but it was actually pretty yummy.
I'm like, do you have cat litter? Because you're gonna be
Yeah. They cleaned it all up. I haven't
so
inspected
much
it
oil.
yet.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
don't go
seen
out
it
there.
yet. I know, I'm nervous.
You can't go out there. Like that's gonna be bad. But we were laughing the other day because I got home really late and I was like, Carly, what are the chances that there's gonna be dinner made? Like I'm gonna come in, the boys made dinner.
Oh, you're so late. We just took it upon ourselves to make dinner. Nope.
So then you complain because you came home late and it was dinner. That's what you get. That's what you get. You should be.
No, I didn't complain. That's the thing. Like, I was like, oh, sweet, he's gonna make dinner tonight. Like, it's great. Like, I gotta go get the stuff for these boxes. And yeah, he's like, yeah, no, take your time. And I was like,
so proud. He was so proud.
So proud. So proud. He did a good job. He
so
really did. He's a good cook.
I forgot to tell you this. So at the Arboretum, okay, the Arboretum is just the botanical gardens and like, that's it. It's just plants. It's just a big garden and all these pumpkins. And they have like this little area for kids to kind of go as like little houses or whatever, but literally just pumpkins, just gardens. So Emily and I are waiting for, the boys had to go back to the car to get something. And so we're waiting to go into the entrance. I call it out and Emily looks over and she sees this guy and she's like, okay, that's not that bad. And then she sees it. There's a woman walking in and she's blind. So she has the stick walking into the Arboretum. I'm like, why?
Does she know it's like a pumpkin landmine?
Like, why?
Why?
What is, it's a place to go see. Like, what
okay.
Like, you can't see. Like, what is happening?
She can feel them.
We got to giggling so hard. I felt such like, I'm gonna offend you. That's just gonna happen. But I was such an asshole because I was like, why would you go there? Like, the only thing to do there is to look at things. And it's like dangerous. Like there's pumpkins everywhere and there's like creeks and sidewalks. Like nothing is straight. It was crazy. We got to giggling so hard we couldn't even.
Were there vines to trip on?
No, not so much. But the paths are all like curvy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but we get to giggling.
And then you can't stop.
Inappropriate. Yeah. So and that kind of leads us into what our show is about. Is how. So we told you we have this condition, and anything inappropriate, any human reaction, any emotion, we giggle. Like we giggle uncontrolled, and we cannot pull it together. So
cannot.
Yeah. So do you want to tell them when we went to church?
So here we are in Arkansas. We're going to meet Mina and Papa's church family. This is our first time going to their church. They're so excited for us to come. It was a big ordeal. And we're meeting everybody. They sit us in the front row.
Well, we were
of church.
It was a second row.
Second row. So we're up, we're right by the stage. And in front of everybody, where everybody can see us.
And Nina and Papa are Jake's parents.
Yeah.
And they lived in Arkansas at the time. They're very, very, just amazing people, but they're just like staples in every community. You just love them. Everybody knows them. So we were going there and they were going to introduce us to all their friends.
And they know the whole church and they're very involved in their church too.
The whole town. They know the whole town.
Yeah. They're the mayors of their town basically. So we're sitting up second row. And the lady, they're singing on stage, and everybody's singing, and
the music was terrible. I mean, it was really bad.
It wasn't great.
It was like you just want to get through it,
But it was entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So the lady gets done, but she's singing with all her antics and singing like she's into it. Like she is selling us that this lady is singing, right?
Front row. She's the very first one in the front of the stage.
So she goes and takes her microphone, hands it to the guy, and the guy goes and talks. So Nicole leans over to me and she goes, "She wasn't singing." Lady runs out on the stage and she's huffing and puffing and comes out there and turns the mic back on.
Her microphone was off the whole time. She never was singing.
She wasn't singing. So now we are hysterical. We cannot keep it together. Chuckling like this, like can't.
Well, the only reason why I know we were on the second row is because the teenager in front of me turned around and looked at me and was like, "Oh,
get it together,
sorry.
ladies."
I'm sorry.
Laughed so hard in church. Jacob's yelling at us. Like, we were like, okay. I'm trying. And then when you know you can't laugh, you laugh harder.
Like snorting.
Oh, it was so bad.
And then after they were trying to introduce us, they couldn't because we couldn't pull together.
We had to walk away. I'm crying, dripping tears. I couldn't get me in
everything.
Oh, it was horrible. That was so embarrassing.
We were even laughing at lunch. So we went to lunch after, and Jake was so mad at us. Like, he was so mad. And then we weren't allowed to sit together at church for months. They would make us sit
we were
separate.
Still in trouble at lunch. Like, we were still getting in trouble. They were still yelling at us.
We were so much trouble.
That was not.
Bad.
Yeah. That was bad, but then, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, that's not the only time we've ever been in trouble in church. We get in trouble a lot at church. Oh, I just remembered one.
What?
When we went to that Christmas pageant, and Nate was a baby, and so we go to the Christmas pageant, and there's like 14 of us, and we take like the whole row. We're up in the front because we're like, this is going to be great. So we bring the whole family, and it was so bad. This was in Florida, and it was so bad. And so Nate was such a good baby, but I was pinching him. We would cry. So I leave. So I finally got him to cry. And I'm like, oh, I have to take the baby out. And so I stood up, and the whole family stood up, and we all walked out.
We all left. Everyone.
All of us. The whole row just got up.
Oh, the baby's crying. We better go help.
Go help the baby.
She needs help getting a diaper. You got the formula, you got the water. I'll get the wipes, you get the diaper. Pinky, blanket, we're good.
Just stood up at one time and just all walked out. It was so awkward. But the time that was awful was when we went to yoga.
Yeah.
So
our church was doing yoga at our church, and they named it Yo God. Well, Nicole and I were like, yeah, let's go. Like, we'll go get in shape. This is great.
That'd be great.
So we go, and we're obviously next to each other, which is probably a bad idea.
Bad idea.
And the lady that was next to us, she just kept farting the whole time. But every position.
But the whole thing was like, so she would get you into a position, and then she would, like, the music was real low, and the lights were real low. It was just real relaxing. And then she would pray and, like, read scripture while you were holding, like, this downward dog. Well, the woman next to us ripped it so loud. I
not even once, though. Like, she wouldn't stop every position. And Nicole goes, if she farts one more time. And of course she did.
And I'm laying, and then, like, the guy across the way did it and stuff. So, like, every time you'd get yourself together, somebody else would rip it. And then they would be like, do this position. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. Because I know I'm going to rip it, and I'm not coming back. And so we're laying there on the mat, and I have tears coming down my face because I'm just crying. Because I can't. It's a fart. It's the funniest thing. And I cannot pull together because you know that lady did not know she had a fart until she got in the downward dog. And then she probably surprised herself. So I'm crying and she's reading scripture and they're like, look at her. The Holy Spirit just moving in her. Like, I could not pull together. We had to quit.
One more time. We got up and left. We had to leave. We were being so obnoxious with our laughing. We couldn't stay. We had to leave. We left.
It was so rude. We were so rude. It was
so bad.
Yeah. But yeah, we've gotten in trouble. So now we can't sit next to each other at church. Or funerals, or they're awful.
Funerals are always bad.
Okay. So one of the things we were laughing about this week that we thought was pretty funny. So starting this podcast was kind of just like, let's be real. Let's share who we are and these awkward things that we've gone through, because we know other people have gone through them and they're never going to talk about them. But we want to know that you're okay. It's all right. So we're just inviting you around our table, basically. so I say that because these are really humbling experiences. But so a friend of ours was diagnosed with skin cancer. A long time ago. And it shook us all. So we were like, okay, that's it. We're all going to get body scans. We're going to go to their doctor because they obviously are good and they know what they're doing. So we all made appointments, the whole family. So I was first. So I go. Now, I've never had a body scan before this. So I go and I get there and I realize it's a pediatric dermatologist, which our friend did not tell us. So no big deal. She sees adults too. So she sees me. Well, Carly and Ted are next. So they're and Jake had an appointment that day too. But Jake got called to work, so he had to cancel his. So I called Carly and I'm like, hey, just FYI, it's very invasive.
No, you said, don't tell Ted. That's what you said.
And I said, it's a pediatric dermatologist. So Carly you chime in because I wasn't there.
So we go and they're like, oh, are you guys okay? It's Ted and I. And they're like, are you guys okay to be in the same room? We're like, yeah, sure. No big deal. You know, we're married, whatever. And I didn't really know what all was going to happen either, because never been here, never been to this doctor. So we go into the room, and Nicole didn't really let me know everything. She just said, "Don't."
I was
tell
a little
Ted.
traumatized.
So so she's like, "Who wants to go first?" She's this little Asian lady. She's like 4 feet tall, and it's a pediatric room. Okay. So there's a pediatric bed that there's no way in hell either one of us are going to fit on. So
it was tiny. It was tiny, tiny.
So she goes, okay, take off your clothes to Ted. I'm like, yeah, Ted, you go first. It's fine. Right? It's fine. So he goes. She goes, okay, take off your clothes. And he's like, okay. I was stripped in front of this 4-foot lady. And she's checking them all over. And she checks this front. And then I don't think she looked at this.
She had to stand on the stool.
Point. So she goes, okay, turn around, pull your pants down. And he looks at me all with his face like, what the hell is happening? She goes, bend down. He's leaned over this little pediatric table. And her hands are so tiny, so she has on these gloves that are 2 times too big for her. So they're really loose gloves. So she goes, it's okay. I touch you, okay? It's okay. Pulling his butt apart. And he's on the table and he's like, oh, ow, oh, ow. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm almost done. Oh. I can't keep it together in the room. I'm dying.
Oh.
And of course it was my turn, so it was just as awkward. But he was so uncomfortable. It was the best appointment ever. Because, it was the best appointment ever. But, and then, he hates it, but I tell everybody that story. It drives me crazy.
Well, we're trying to get out awareness about getting your skin checked for skin cancer, because everybody should do it. It's important.
You should. It is important. And especially those places that other people don't really see much.
So
you can't see it yourself.
So I have, of course, grown up in Florida, living in the sun. So I have all these spots that they're always taking off and skin cancer, and I've done the chemo cream. And, when I started the chemo cream, my face was red, right? And then like everybody would talk to me about it. So it was like such a good way to say, hey, go get your face looked at, go get a check. So I had about probably 7 families go to the dermatologist, which was really cool because it's important. But then when my face started to bleed, they were like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Your face, yeah. My lips.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. This is how I had to laugh for months. Because as soon as I laugh, my lips would split and start bleeding. It hurts so bad. It was the worst experience, but
we still laughed, so we had to figure out how to do it. But so I got a spot taken off on my face, and I had to have stitches put in. So I was going to the dermatologist. This was just recently, and they made the appointment. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. And so I thought it was just to check the spot that I had done. So okay. So it was, I needed to do laundry. I didn't have any underwear. So there was that piece, there's one piece of underwear that you have that's tucked all the way back in the back of your drawer that you don't even know why you have it. Like, if there was a fire, you wouldn't bring them out. Like, they're awful. Well, that's what I was down to. And I'm like, it's fine. I just gotta go to this appointment. I can come back home and do laundry, whatever. Not a big deal. Well, I'm in the office. And of course, everybody in the dermatologist's office, they're perfect. Their skin is perfect. Like, So they come in and I'm like, okay, she's like, all right, put this gown on. He'll be in to do your body scan. What?
Are you sure we have the right patient?
Oh, just kidding. I'm not. She's like, it's fine. He'll be in just a minute. I was like, all right, I'm not prepared for this. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I am wearing a loincloth. My underwear have no elasticity in them at all. They are just hanging. I'm like, I'm not mentally prepared. I'm not groomed. I am not dressed for this. I'm like, I'm an adult. I could just leave. I could just leave right now. I could just walk out. Like, it's fine. But
I'll take the fee. I'll take the fee. You should have to save yourself.
Just charge me the $50 and I'll just come back later. So, but I really am into this whole like body scan thing because I do think it's important. So I stayed. And of course, I see myself in that long mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't get any worse. Until he walks in with his 20-year-old assistant and I'm like, oh. I'm like, that girl's never going to be the same. She's never going to be the same. Like, this is it. This is what you have to look forward to. This is it. Because the dermatologist sees more of you than anybody. Because they're checking your whole body with that stupid little thing. You're like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, it's the most awkward, but for sure.
Oh gosh, it was awful. I mean, I had to like adjust them. It was bad.
Do you remember Charlie, your dog? And you used to say, I gotta be careful what I wear out because if anything happens to me, it'll be like, hey, this lady's got a severe case of crotch rot.
Yeah, the dog used to chew my underwear. I could just go buy underwear every week. That crap is expensive. There'll be holes in my underwear. I'm like, if anything ever happens, they're gonna test me for like serious conditions. But, oh gosh. It was bad. And so I left there and I called my sister. She's crying like this, right? And I went in because I had a rash on my finger and I was like, I need to get some ointment because I had it on my eye and my finger. I didn't even ask them. Like, I totally was embarrassed. So I called Jake and I said, I'm going shopping and I'm buying all new underwear and bras. Like, that's it. I'm going right now. I'm going right now and buying all of them new. And so he's like, why are you so embarrassed? It's just a doctor. He sees everything all the time. I'm like, no, the 20-year-old does not. She has never seen that. Like, she's never seen that. She will not be okay. So Carly said, make another appointment. When they come in, be in your bra and underwear, be like, you forgot to look at my finger. It was one of the most embarrassing moments. Like that was, it was awful. It was worse than calling the clown face out. Like that was awful. That was really awkward.
So another awkward thing that we forgot to talk about with the last segment was when you had to go to the store and you had to get stuff for Charlie. So Charlie had a condition where
our dog, our little Shih Tzu.
I don't know how you say it. His lipstick would come out. It was stuck. And the vet said, "You're gonna have to get some lube and put it back in if it comes out."
Yeah.
So Nicole went to the store, and she's like, she had lube and wine, and she goes, "That's not even for me. That's for my dog." The girl's like, "What? This is so weird."
And I needed the wine to be able to use it on the dog. Because it would get stuck, and she said I had to put it on there to get it to go back in. You know how weird that is?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yes. And then with Charlie, so Emily, they did Build-A-Bear one time.
Oh,
and
gosh.
bought this expensive Jaguar, right?
But wait. So the kids know that when they go with me, like, you're like, this is the bear you get to pick. Don't even look at that shit over there. Like, we're not
Ain't nobody trying to dress this thing up for $50.
You get this $15 bear. If we could get a discount on the filling, I'm probably going to get that. So
it's going to be a flimsy bear.
So they hate going with me. They're like, Mom's so cheap, she never lets us get anything. So Dad takes him out on a date, and it's Logan and Emily. And he takes him out on this date, and he takes him to Build-A-Bear because he thinks that'll be fun. Well, they know. They're like animals. They know. They're like, we're going to take advantage of him. And they bought the Jaguar, because we're in Jacksonville, so the Jacksonville Jaguar. So they buy the Jaguar, which is probably the most expensive one. Emily got the heart that beat.
And the roar. It roared.
They got the roar. Emily's had skates. Logan's had a full outfit. Like, they had shoes, like the whole thing. I think he spent like $200 on these.
It was like some stupid.
Three.
You were like, what?
He just put up 3 fingers. 3.
Oh my gosh.
And he came home like, I don't even know what happened. Like, they just swing up, and it just gets more expensive. And I'm like, you don't bring them to that section. They don't get roller skates.
It escalated quickly.
So the hardest part about that is when you saw the Jaguar out in the backyard and Charlie was humping it and it was growling at him. It was the most expensive love bear ever.
Yeah, well, and they were little, so they always said, "Mom, Charlie's hunting jaguars again."
And we would hide the Jaguar, and he would find it. And so, like, for your engagement party, there's a dog.
Yeah, our wedding shower, the dog's out back with his lipstick stuck out, hunting the Jaguar, and Emily's running around going, Mom, Charlie's lipstick is stuck out, and he's hunting jaguars. And my whole wedding shower is hysterically laughing because the Jaguar's roaring in the backyard with the dog. Oh, it was so funny. I was so embarrassed, but that was so funny.
Oh, you were embarrassed?
Oh,
yeah,
that was so
you didn't have to put it back.
And the kids are running around, Charlie's hunting jaguars! Charlie's hunting jaguars!
Yeah, that was really fun. But that house was fun. We had a lot of fun in that house. In the cul-de-sac and doing parties, and one time we did a progressive dinner because our cul-de-sac was so much fun. Like, all of our neighbors and stuff were really close. And so we decided to do a progressive dinner. Well, it was Christmas Eve and the kids were little. And so we started at one house for drinks, and then we went to one for appetizers, and then we had the main dish at our house, and I had like brought the china out, and they were playing football in the house, so that was not a good idea. And then, anyway, we forgot that it was Christmas Eve and that we still had to be Santa. So Jake and I literally were crawling across the cul-de-sac to get home and had to put a Barbie house together. Trashed. Those stickers were never on that Barbie house the right way. It was so bad. In that house, so that same house, we had like the beige builder grade carpet, in the living room, and we used to do a mom's group there. And we would meet and just talk about like being moms, and really it was just to be together and have fun. Well, of course there was wine involved, and one of my friends had a giant glass of wine. You know who you are. And she threw it. Like she tripped and threw the glass of wine, and the red wine went all the way across the living room. Like the whole living room was covered in wine. Red wine. And so of course, like the only way you get red wine out is with white wine. So if you don't know that, if you ever stain something with red wine, white wine gets it out. So we got the wine out, but then we ended up having a giant water fight in the house. Like we were chasing grown women, chasing each other around with water and markers. And that's the night we marked up our friend pretty bad. And we wrote curse words all over her.
All over her forehead.
And her legs. And then I believe was it you that dropped her off? No, that wasn't you that night. She was dropped off at the door. And yeah, we'll have to have her on to tell us about it. But that was a fun night. But yeah, we had a huge water fight and a huge marker fight.
We had a huge marker fight. You remember that when we were getting ready for the garage sale?
Oh gosh.
And all of a sudden we're chasing each other around the house, around the cul-de-sac. In my car, I had my sunroof open.
Oh,
climbed up on top of my car.
I jumped in the car. Carly shut my arm in the car door, so I dropped the marker. I locked the door. She climbed up into the sunroof and was marking on my face with a giant marker. Tackled me. I tackled her in the yard. The kids were staring at us like, what's happening? What is happening? We're chasing each other with markers.
This is why we are not adults.
We had marker. I had Sharpie all over my face. Like a child. And Carly had
all up our arms, our legs.
Chest, everywhere.
Oh yeah, our chest was real bad.
Do we even have the garage sale? I don't even think we had the garage sale.
I don't think we could.
We went to church on Sunday, and we had like in church dresses.
We still had Sharpie on.
It wouldn't come off. It was Sharpie everywhere.
It was everywhere. That was so fun, though. Gosh, that was so fun.
And then we had that other one where you were having that garage sale at your house, and again we went out and had drinks, and we couldn't spell garage sale on the
so
sign.
All of our signs were spelled wrong. Or upside down.
I don't even think we had it that day either. I think we couldn't make it. So
what's funny is we don't drink anymore. Like both of us don't drink anymore.
Yeah, neither one of us drink anymore. Probably some good reason for us not drinking anymore. I'm just over 2 years not drinking.
2 months.
Yeah.
I have 3 young kids though. I needed to keep my sanity.
But we weren't drinking. This was a couple of years ago. This is before we actually quit drinking, but we weren't drinking at the time. Like we were in like a dry.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. And we took Logan.
We were at a university for Logan. So we weren't trying to drink. Like we were like, okay, we're going to be responsible human beings.
We're going to try to be adults. Yeah.
We're going to try.
So we took Logan he was invited to, what is it called? Why can't I think of it? Anyway, he was invited to come look at the school to see if he was going to play football there. So they kind of wine and dine you and show you around, whatever. So they said that Carly could come because they really wanted him at the school, and they knew how important Carly was. So they were like, yeah, bring your aunt. She can come with you, because they're trying to sweet talk him. Well, okay, this is the first time we've ever gone to one. And recruiting, that's it. Recruiting. That's the word I'm looking for. So they had like a happy hour for the parents, and the kids went and like toured the school and got to see the dorms and all that stuff. And so they had a happy hour for the parents. But Carly and I weren't drinking, so we were just drinking ginger ale. And we had so much fun at that party, giggling and had all the people around us and stuff. And the coach came up to us and he said, listen, slow it down a little. You don't want to have too much. And we're like, we have ginger ale.
We are this fun, okay? This is us.
We don't even need alcohol. Like, he totally thought we were trash.
We are just this fun, okay?
You're welcome.
Yeah. We got MVP too. Most valuable parents.
That's right. We won most MVP.
We
most
did.
Valuable parents at that recruiting team. He didn't go to the school, but we had fun.
Only because he didn't want to. They wanted him, didn't they?
They wanted him bad, yeah. Yeah, but it was going to still be like an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
But he ended up being in a good place anyway. That was a better school for him. But that was fun though. We did get MVP. And we didn't even have one break. You're welcome.
Nope.
So
I think I was flat tiring you on those on the tours too, remember? Hey Ace, my ankle's really getting sore here.
So Carly and I I think we all do. Like Jake and I, Ted, Carly, we always quote movies. So we quote movies all the time. So Carly and I quote movies all the time, and she's gonna argue that this is not true, but it is true. But Carly and I will quote movies all the time, and our mom just smiles and just shakes her head at us. But we're like, she thinks we're dumb. She thinks we're dumb because she doesn't understand that we're quoting a movie. So for all this time we've quoted movies, and one day we were like, Mom, it's from a movie. She was like, oh, okay.
That's why I don't get it. Because she doesn't watch the movies that we watch.
No, she thinks our movies are stupid. We're not on the same movie. But yeah, Mom would just shake. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. So pretty. You're so pretty. The whole time. And then our kids didn't know how funny we were until they watched Friday. And then they were like, oh.
Friday, Ace Ventura,
you
Elf.
are funny. Yeah, no, I see
all of them.
I got you. I understand you now. So the other thing with markers is, so I called Carly one night and I'm like, you gotta come over right now. I need you to come over right now. She's like, what's the matter? What's wrong? I'm like, just come over right now. So we only live 10 minutes apart. So Carly drives over. She comes in. I'm like, okay. She's like, what's going on? Are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah. Your handwriting is better than Jake's, so I need you to write on my butt. And she was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I have a colonoscopy in the morning, and I need you to write on my butt. So she wrote in Sharpie on my butt, does this gown make my butt look big? So I never said anything to the doctor about it. And so, of course, we're there. They give me like they're like wheeling me back. And I'm like, are those disco lights? Like, is that disco music? How much drugs did you give me? And he's like, no, it's Disco Friday. And so they wheel me in. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is going to go over really well. So it was really fun. He did, the doctor like came out all serious and was like, everything is fine. Everything was good. Everything went fine. He said, and I did like your message.
Yeah, but of course, it wasn't all male nurses and stuff too.
Yeah,
like there wasn't
no
a single female in the room.
No, I was like,
nobody's gonna. This joke isn't gonna be funny anymore.
But that was really great. That was really fun too. But I do suggest you get up on your colonoscopies. Don't not do it. It's
and have your sister ride on your butt because it makes it real fun for everyone involved.
Call us. We'll give you some ideas. So, yeah.
How to make it the most awkward situation ever, as if it wasn't already.
I know, right? But, yeah, going to the doctor though is awkward. Like you have to, like women, why do we, I get more prepared for the doctor than I ever have for my husband. Like, and it's, like, I'm like, no, don't touch me. I have a doctor's appointment today. Like, don't come near me. I've got to be, like, I can't sweat. Like,
I know. Like, let me make sure my arms are so good.
Like, everything's got to be perfect, right? So it's like, it's so weird. Like, why do we do that? It's so dumb. It's like, she's your doctor. She knows you. And then why do they step out? They're like, here, put this
I know, you're about to see me laid out here.
You're about to be in my business. You're going to step out.
Why not just watch me undress too?
I'm like, can you not just stay here? I'll give you real quick, because if you go out, I'm here another 15 minutes. So just stay in here. Let me get this off, and we'll just do it. Like, I'm not, are you weird about it? Because I'm not weird about it. Like, we're past that now. It's so funny. Like, and they give you that little cape when you go get, like, a mammogram.
Oh, I rip it every time.
Well, and I'm
worthless.
Like, you're like manhandling me, and yet you're like, oh, here, put this little Superman cape on.
You'll be real cute. You'll feel great in that.
And they're like, can you get any closer? No. They got me all pressed. They're like, can you get any? No. Like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. It should be fine.
That's as close as she gets.
It's a little humbling. Well, they're like, a little closer. Nope, can't get any closer. I'm sure you got a really good picture of my nipple though, so that's good, because that's going to be really helpful. Yeah, I don't know why we do that at doctors. It's so dumb.
It is so dumb.
But so what do you got this week? Do you have anything planned this week?
No, I haven't even gotten that far yet. I'm just worried about what I'm going to walk out into. Because I don't have kitty litter. We'll see.
I have a trunk or treat, so I'm going to be the Wicked Witch. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. I'm going to scare my grandson. But I'm going to try a little green first, just to make sure I don't, like.
Because you're going to have hives all over your face. Yeah. You're really going to look like the Wicked Witch.
They're going to be like, Shrek? Are you Shrek?
Shrek! It's Shrek! It's Shrek, everybody! It's Shrek!
Princess Fiona! Yeah, this could get bad. Like, I'm so sensitive to everything. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, my allergies are insane. I can't.
Are you allergic to avocado? Why don't you just rub avocado all over your face? Does it harden? Oh, and it turned brown. It'll be brown.
I don't know what I had that made me have such a bad reaction. Like,
I don't know, but like, do it again, and then you could be the hunchback.
No kidding.
You could for real sell it.
It was so swollen. Like, it was like,
you could for real sell it.
I was like, oh no. I had an appointment that morning. I had to cancel. I was like, I can't come over. Like, I look hideous. I couldn't, like, it had a rash on my eyelids.
I can't come down from my tower today.
It was so bad. And now I have like, she gave me like, the poor lady, she was like, oh, yeah, you have it everywhere. She's like, I'm going to give you steroid shot, and then I'm going to give you some medicine. And she said, it's stronger than Benadryl, so don't drive with it. Make sure you're home. And I'm like, okay, because Benadryl puts me in a coma, so probably should stay close to home. And then I'm like, well, I can't take it tonight, because he's taking medicine that he's just taking tonight. So I'm like, well, it's fine. I'm not going to go in a coma. Like when my husband's taking blood pressure medicine.
So, remember when I had to get my steroid shot? When I got stung in the big toe, I was walking across my yard. And I had flip-flops on, but I stepped on a wasp just right to where it stung me in the side of my big toe. Well, it hit a nerve, and it was going all the way up my leg. So it was really bad. I couldn't walk for like 3 days. I couldn't walk. So, but that night, I was in so much pain. I took myself to the urgent care because it was like radiating through my nerve.
Yeah, nerve pain
And
is no joke.
yeah, and I go in, but it was like a major wasp thing too. Like that crap hurt so bad. So I go in, and of course they're like, "We're gonna give you a steroid shot." They say we're gonna give you a steroid shot, and I'm like, "Okay." So then this guy comes in, this young nurse. He's like new, like brand new, right? Comes in, and I'm pretty sure I had my nastiest underwear on too. When he comes in, and he goes, "I have to give it to you in your butt." I'm like, what? Like, oh, no. I pull my pants out, take a steroid shot in my butt. That was so embarrassing. I was really embarrassed because I did not have my fanciest underwear on either.
Yeah, that's why your mom always tells you to wear your good underwear whenever, because what if you get into a car accident? That's some real nonsense right there. That is some
and you
real
know they
nonsense.
talk. They talk.
No, because I'll be like, I'm fine. Ma'am, you're bleeding. No, I'm fine. I'm good.
It's okay.
It's fine. I'm fine. Look, I'm walking. It's fine. Yeah. Well, I had a reaction to the steroid shot. And they were like,
oh, yeah.
No, you can't have a reaction to the steroid shot. That's the only thing that's going to help you. And I'm like, I've never had that before. Like, I've never had a reaction to the steroid shot. So, of course, I had to stay and hang out. But it was fine. It went away. But I'm like,
good thing you're not permanent hunchback.
All this inflammation going to be going away. I'm loving me some steroid shot.
At least your headshots are going to look like it.
Not yet. But
I can't wait to see those.
I know. But the funny thing is like if I take oral steroids, I'm awful. I'm hungry all the time. I'm not very nice. Like it's awful. But that steroid shot, boy, I'm like, hook it up, give it to me. I'm ready. They come in, my pants are down. I'm like, let's do it.
Ma'am, I'm not ready yet. I have to set it up. It's fine.
I'm good. It's fine. You got a good spot. Yeah, it's terrible. But and on pain meds, I'm so bad on pain meds because okay, so I don't typically take pain meds, but I did tell you I had surgery. So I had my arm surgery, and I had a tendon in my arm and nerve damage, and then my ankle, it all started with my ankle. So I tore a tendon in my ankle, but I couldn't get my ankle fixed. So I got my arm fixed because I had to use my arms to carry myself on crutches.
Hot mess.
Big deal. So I'm walking around on a bum ankle for months. So I got my arm fixed. And listen, don't break your right arm. Like whatever you do, avoid that shit at all costs because it is a nightmare. And I'm sorry to all my friends that you had your arm done and I wasn't there to help wipe you. I really, truly apologize. Because 24 years of everything I've kept cute is gone. It's gone. In a weekend, gone. Like, I couldn't touch my face. I couldn't touch my hair. Nate had to do my hair. Like, I for real looked like a lesbian for a good 3 months. Because I couldn't put lipstick. I was like, no lipstick. Like, not gonna happen. I'm like, over to the left. Oh, gosh. And then, so, one of our friends has like the most beautiful skin. And we were on the weekend with her, right? And we're all like, what is your skincare? What are you doing? Show it to us, all of us. We're taking pictures and we're ordering it. And so she was microderming, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, I do it every day. It exfoliates. It looks great. And I'm like, okay, wait, you shave your face? She's like, yeah. It's beautiful. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously it works because you're gorgeous and your skin's perfect. So I go and I get those little twinkle razors, to shave my face before I got my arm done. So now I've started this, right? Shaving my face.
You need help.
Yeah. How do you ask your husband to shave your face? So I looked like I was dating Edward Scissorhands. I had like cuts on my face, like I was going into war, like an Aztec warrior. Like I was all cut up. I cut my neck.
You're like the Grinch with all the little.
Yeah. And so I was like, screw it. I can't use. I don't know if you can see, but do you see these little hairs here?
Yeah.
See all that right there?
Uh-huh.
I shaved that all off. On both sides. See it? Shaved the whole section off.
Why would you do such a thing?
I didn't know. I was just shaving and just whoop, cut it all off. So, okay, so then I moved to like a real razor with the 4 blades. And so I was doing my lip, and Jake walked in, and I was so embarrassed. I turned and sliced my lip with 4 blades. I was like, oh, it hurts so bad. It was bleeding at 4 lines across my lip. So my friend at work bought me the safety one, the little battery one, so I can't cut up my face anymore.
Thank God.
But so when I started to use my right hand again to start to shave, so I have really long hair. And I lose hair all the time. So I have hair like all over me all the time, hair everywhere. So I'm in the shower and I'm being really careful. And so like, let me show you. So if my hair is back here, see it? So I'm being really careful and I wasn't paying attention and I shaved my hair. I shaved it off, a big chunk, a whole inch of hair. I just cut it off in the back. And I saw it in the razor and I was like, that's weird. I must have just picked up some hair. Didn't even think about it. My hair's all the same length. And
so now you had a huge chunk.
Yeah, so I was finally able to put my hair in a ponytail, and there was a spot that stuck out like this, and I was like, that's weird. Like, I was like, oh, I cut my own hair. So I have a whole section of hair that's like this short. It like stops right here. It looks like I have bangs.
Hot mess. What am I gonna do with you?
Like, thank goodness I have so much hair that you can't see it. Like, it just blends in.
Hot mess.
Hot mess. So yeah, so I'm not gonna just shave my own face anymore. So, that's what you get. But, yeah.
Alright, well, I think that was fun. I think we got a lot of stories in.
I know. And you know what's funny is we haven't even we're not even giving you it all yet.
Oh my gosh, that's just so much.
That's just a touch of it. Golly, that was just 1 week. 2 clown faces in 1 week. How does that happen? So listen, if you see me eating, I'm going to need you just to back off because I'm working towards a goal. It's for the it's for the greater good.
Mind your business, okay?
Business.
Mind your business.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. We'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully, one day we're going to be on time. I mean, I think we'll try.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So,
all right.
And I'm going to try to get us on all the podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. So just look for that. I'll keep you updated on it. Still learning, still trying to figure some stuff out. So thanks for being patient with us, and we're glad you joined us.